we were established to represent the same-sex attracted community because our historical organisations no longer support or represent us. Since our formation, we have grown to over 2,000 active supporters. LGBT Alliance Australia supports equality for all, with a particular focus on protecting everyone from workplace discrimination. However, this bill falls short of achieving universal equality. We anticipate that the New South Wales Law Reform Commission will recommend appropriate legal reforms to the New South Wales Anti-Discrimination Act. This bill is named the LGBTIQA+ Equality Bill, yet not all LGBT, that is, same-sex attracted people, identify as LGBTQI+. This acronym is a marketing concept driving a new part of the economy. It is not a grassroots civil rights movement. Gender identity is a belief-based movement, well-funded and offering abundant career opportunities. It is a globally coordinated activist strategy. We use the term LGB or same-sex attracted to capture the group we represent. Our term is based on biological sex. Supporters of gender identity across the Western world are compelling people to adopt this belief-based system which threatens to override the material reality of sex. If sex is erased, sex-based protections and same-sex attraction are undermined. Yesterday, several organisations presented misleading statements around birth certificates recording gender. In fact, they record sex. So let's be very clear and honest, no piece of paper can override the innate human ability to determine an individual's sex in an instant through sight, sound and other senses. Lesbians and gay men often feel humiliated and unsafe when pressured to accept people of the opposite sex. This is happening with dating apps, social groups, bars and other areas of our lives. For example, lesbians are being coerced into accepting men who identify as women, colloquially referred to as transbians, with what they call girl dicks, and face accusations of bigotry and transphobia if we refuse. Our former gay organisations run campaigns that redefine gay men as men who love men, cis and trans. This denies same-sex attraction and is the new homophobia and heteronormative conversion. This should be prevented rather than embedded in law. Lesbian spaces have always included trans-identified females based on their sex, not any claimed gender identity. Similarly, gay male spaces have always accepted trans-identified men. The difference here, and what this bill will achieve, is permitting heterosexual men, known as autogynephiles, those are men sexually aroused by identifying as women, access to lesbian spaces when over 90% retain their genitalia and the well-documented male pattern violence tendencies. A man identifying as a lesbian is no less of a threat to women than any other man. Allowing individuals to identify as the sex they are not destroys these boundaries and ignores the absence of our consent. Sexing people correctly is a basic human instinct acquired over millennia, which this bill will seek to criminalise. Denying the right to correctly sex people ignores our same-sex attraction, erasing lesbians and gay men. The bill's consultation process has been very weak, with the same-sex attracted community, and Mr. Greenwich has actively avoided meeting with us. This bill represents the gender identity movement and its large body of falsehoods, mantras, ideological statements and thought-ending cliches, some of which were heard here yesterday and are often weaponised against us. In New South Wales, many careers depend on promoting gender identity, often at the expense of same-sex attracted people. Gay and lesbian youth are being encouraged to transition to fit heteronormative gender norms, a deeply homophobic process highlighted by the recent caste review. This path can lead to medicalisation, sterility and loss of sexual function and pleasure. Other countries are moving away from sex self-ID and the rhetoric of inclusion based on gender. For saying we are homosexual, we are called slurs such as right-wing bigots, fascists, TERFs, genital fascists and Nazis. Politicians are ignoring us and straight people talk over us and tell us to be kind. The notion of no debate has made civilised dialogue in this space impossible. For example, ACON and this movement have changed the definition of lesbians and gay men without our consent. According to ACON, a lesbian is now a person who identifies as a woman and is sexually and/or romantically attracted to other people who identify as women. It is neither fair nor just that legislators could force more of this on us in the name of progress. Genderists say sex self-ID is innocuous. It is not. National and international evidence there are international examples that evidence the harms. Our sex-based rights are not for anyone to give away, and we reject sex self-ID in New South Wales law and policies. Thank you.
Thank you.